everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Linda, and if you're joining me for the first time, I'm so glad you found the channel. And if you're back to watch more Lucifer with me, I'm so glad you found your way back. I want to start by apologizing. One of my neighbors is either mowing their lawn or weed whacking their lawn, and it's a little loud here, so I'm not sure. I'm hoping it won't carry through the microphone too bad. But yeah, so if you can hear that a little bit, I apologize, and hopefully they'll stop soon. So I am here to watch Lucifer season 1 episode 6, and I believe this one is called Favorite Son, which could be interesting. I believe Lucifer was supposed to be God's favorite son, favorite angel, so that might be that has some interesting connotations. Yeah, last episode was Lucifer trying out his sort of the reins of his new possible mortality, or what that might look like. He was getting into danger and trying out danger and trying to see what would happen and pushing the envelope. So I'm interested to see if that's going to continue, where that's going to head. And then we also had Maze and Amenadiel kind of teaming up a little bit, and both with the objective, I believe, to get Lucifer back to hell. I think Maze is worried about him. She's worried about, I think, the fact that he is changing, but I think also just worried about his actual physical well-being, if he can be hurt and in theory possibly die. So I think that's pushed her to sort of collaborate with Amenadiel, and then Amenadiel is trying to find out information, I believe, about Lucifer through Linda, through the doctor. So we'll see how that's going to shake down as well. And they ended last episode, I remember, with Maze in Chloe's apartment watching her, and we got a really fantastic shot of Maze's face in the mirror. Not as attractive as her human face, I must say. But that was interesting. I'm also not entirely sure what she was doing there and why she was kind of stalking Chloe, so we'll see how that goes too. But yeah, so I'm anxious to get back into the show. So without further ado, let's go. I wonder if we'll have this little opening throughout the entire series, or whether it's just like a first season thing, or for people joining the show maybe a little late. They wanted to make sure they have a wrap up or a general theme of the show, Lucifer on Vacation, which is pretty fantastic.
Oh, Cinnamon.
It's a good song. Aww. Very impressive. No.
I'm sorry. It's just cake, Chloe.
Could you not undermine her parenting? I swear to God, every time he opens his mouth, he pisses me off a little more. I'm trying to be objective.
I ate it. But Lucifer said it's okay.
Oh, really?
Oops.
I am so glad to hear advice from Lucifer's on the personal responsibility lesson plan.
Dan, it's not what you think.
You know what, Chloe? Your private life is none of my business, but when it comes to Trixie,
Amen.
keep Lucifer out of it.
Yeah, like you're such an incredible influence. Sorry. It's fine. I'm fine.
Forget tomorrow night's Taco Tuesday, okay?
I can't do it.
Why?
I'm working a stakeout in Van Nuys.
We agreed on planned family time so that Trixie can maintain some normalcy during the separation.
I know, but this is important.
Like, Chloe has the same job. She's managing.
I mean, I gave up an epic foursome to be here.
A man died, and we're gonna do everything we possibly can to catch the killer.
Pass.
Yeah, well, about that robbery homicide snooze fest. The container that's missing, it was yours.
What container?
The container.
Oh. The container. What was in the container?
Fuss. I suppose if somebody wants it badly enough to steal it, then perhaps they should have it then.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't upset you?
I don't know what to tell you, Maze. I guess it's not that important to me after all.
And your reputation?
What about my reputation?
Well, apparently it's okay to steal from you now.
Seems to take his reputation pretty seriously. He has in the past too. When the guy was faking his identity and stuff, he hated that somebody was pretending to be him.
Yes, but now I'm here because of the robbery.
Robbery? Why?
Because the container that was stolen was mine.
What was in the container?
Personal item, insignificant.
Yeah, but what was in it?
The only thing I brought with me is Los Angeles.
I know, but you're not answering the question.
Look, I was storing some stuff. It was stolen. The theft sets an awful precedent, so I'm obliged to make the person responsible pay.
I'm someone with one of these, but this guy doesn't have one. So say if I were to walk away, he can do whatever he wants to. Or, if you're not responsible, you can point us in the right direction of someone who is. Cool?
Okay. Los Diablos.
Something's going on with you, and it has to do with that mysterious container. So no more games. What's in it?
It was a gift from my father.
And that's because thus far you've been honest with me. But now, for some reason, you're not telling me the full story.
I'm telling you everything you need to know to help find my stuff.
You think what Lucifer had stored in there may be illegal?
Whatever's in that container, he won't tell me. And for a man who's all about oversharing, it says a lot. So I want you to look into him. Try and find out what he might be hiding.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I bet he's so happy about that. Oh, Maze, kick his ass. Please kick his ass. Do you have a
You're
warrant?
Chloe's ex, right?
And you're Lucifer's pet on a leash. Now answer the question.
Rude.
Well, technically that wasn't a question. Actually, the books are in the office, and there are way too many of them to carry all by myself. But if you come out back with me, I'll let you see whatever you want. Straight ahead, to the left.
I approve. Sorry, at some point I'll probably like him.
Whatever was stolen from you must have been very important.
No, actually, no. It's the principle at stake here. I mean, nobody steals from me and gets away with it.
Your identity.
It's still the devil, darling.
Yes, but who are you trying so hard to become?
Nobody. I'm completely unbecoming.
And yet you keep... I want you to tell me who you believe is the real you.
I am second-guessing your skills as a therapist.
You're feeling judged. So you're lashing out and judging me. But that's excellent. It's transference, which means you seek my approval.
I seek no one's approval.
I'm glad you came back.
Bah.
Oh,
Is everything okay?
it's you.
Thanks again for drinks the other night, Linda.
Yeah. Yes, that was fun.
Yeah. Listen, you really helped me with my patient the other day, and I would love to return the favor. I know the Bible, inside and out. So, if you ever need a consult, just let me know.
Oh, how did he end up there? Isn't that Trixie's room? God, she's gonna go in and be scarred for life.
Daddy,
So,
Monkey.
what are you doing? And why are you wearing a pillow?
Give me some clothes. And don't tell Mommy that I'm here.
I thought you said lying was a bad thing.
It is. It's terrible, but this is different.
oh,
You're just gonna have to go with it, okay?
What's in it for me?
What do you want?
Chocolate cake.
Done.
The whole year.
Absolutely not.
Mommy, I'm thirsty.
Okay, fine. Done. Now will you please go get me some clothes? What the hell did you do to me? Sitting here, next second I'm in my ex's bed, naked.
Well, you're welcome. So, did it work? Did you have sex?
No. Why would you think that putting me in her bed naked would get us to have sex?
Always works for me.
And why would you even want Chloe and I to have sex?
So that you and her will get back together and she'll be out of Lucifer's life.
Gotcha.
You can't just smash two people together like Barbies and think that that's gonna fix things. Relationships, they take time and effort, and you gotta work at it like it's your job. Explain it. Lux's books are clean.
How is that even possible?
I had them run for discrepancies with receivables. I looked for hidden payments. Whatever Lucifer's into, it's not running through Lux.
All right. Thanks for trying.
Don't forget, you can get hurt now.
Excuse me, pardon the intrusion, you village people rejects, but one of you
What?
has stolen something that belongs to me. So please identify yourself so I can punish you accordingly.
Good luck with that. Oh boy. Poor Chloe.
Since you're obviously lower on the human evolutionary chain, perhaps your hearing hasn't developed as well as it should, so I'll repeat myself. Who stole my property?
Everybody back the hell off or you're going to jail.
Oh, what's his face? He's been in tons of stuff. Tom Sizemore.
Pardon my boys, they don't always have the best people skills.
That other guy was an actor in Supernatural. He was in the episode Baby. I recognize him too.
What else do you want?
To own a clothing line.
Oh. That's nice.
I'm coming.
This managing bikers must be so exhausting, all that brawling and pillaging.
I'm 54.
Really?
I'd rather be in my hammock playing my Stratocaster. All this motorcycle riding's enlarged my prostate. It's unpleasant.
There's a lot of money in the apparel industry.
All the more reason to keep our noses clean. See, we used to cover the docks, not anymore. I specifically order them off limits.
Maybe someone missed the rebranding memo. Killer wore a bracelet with an iron cross. Left an imprint on the dead security guard at the warehouse. You saw the look on Cutter's face when he saw that photo. He knows exactly who robbed the docks. He's gonna need to deal with this immediately.
It puts his plan to rebrand in jeopardy.
Defying his orders, it's a huge challenge to his authority. He's not gonna want to deal with this in public. Bet you the first person he goes to see is the owner of that bracelet.
If only I knew someone who could help me with the Bible.
I know so much about it, it's almost as if I was there. If he's positioning himself as the devil, right? He must see himself as evil.
No, actually, he's struggling. I think he thinks other people see him as evil.
But the one thing that they all have in common is that the devil is essentially a rebellious son.
Sounds like my guy.
But he might not like what you have to say.
But will it help him?
He may not realize it, but yes.
Then let's do it.
I don't like the sounds of that.
For the first time, I don't think you're being honest with me.
Oh,
You have this
okay.
mysterious container that was stolen, that someone
Fair.
was willing to kill for. You make shady deals with shady people. You're violent. Your personal records only go back 5 years, and the books from Lux are way too clean.
You had Dan deal with Maze alone. Oh dear, for the first time I actually feel sorry for Detective Douche.
You know, Lucifer, this is serious. And despite all your weirdness, I actually really like working with you.
What a momentous revelation, Detective Decker. We should celebrate.
You can celebrate from jail when it turns out I'm right about you.
I have never lied to you. And I will never lie to you.
What was in the container?
Russian dolls.
Russian dolls.
Dolls. Okay.
I knew it was gonna be that Rennie guy.
Oops.
This is Unit 831. Shots fired at 21st and Lewis. We need backup in an ambo now. Unit 831.
What is... Oh, is he going after the other guy? Yep. Wow, that's an amazing shot and also kind of scary.
Bloody mortality. That tingling
Not very good at
sensation
this,
running
Steve.
up your spine, inevitability. And the bit running down your leg, fear. You give me what is mine.
Wasn't my idea, I swear.
Hmm.
He didn't tell me what was in the container. But I looked. I saw them.
Who stole them?
Oh, God.
Who stole them?
They were yours. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh. You're gonna be more than sorry unless you tell me everything.
Please, please don't.
Oh, jeez. Growth and yikes.
I couldn't stop him.
Wow.
We got justice for Erwin Scobell.
Wonderful.
And
Maybe.
they've recovered one container belonging to a Lucifer Morningstar.
Where?
Inside.
You didn't take a sneaky peek before telling me.
You'd never lie to me, right? Wow.
Russian nesting dolls. Okay.
Why go to all this trouble for dolls?
Oh, come now, detective. I have to keep some mysteries for myself.
Enjoy your dolls.
Oh. Oh, there's something in the wall. So he wasn't lying. There were the dolls, it was just more.
They're gone.
What's gone?
Hey.
Hey. Thought you had an important work thing.
Well, it wasn't as important as having tacos with Trixie. And you. That is, if it's not too late.
Yeah. We're just making the salsa.
So your items were never recovered?
No.
Earlier you said that the items weren't that important. Yet now you seem very upset that they're gone.
Well, I'm a walking paradox. What can I say?
Sometimes we need to lose something before we can understand its value.
I didn't lose anything.
No, you were the victim of a crime. It's only natural that you would feel violated. And often our feelings of loss connect to how we feel about who we are.
Talk about my identity.
Yes, because you're the devil. Abaddon, Belial, Prince of Darkness.
Someone's been brushing up on their Sunday school.
Yes, but before you fell, you were known as Samael, the Lightbringer.
I don't go by that name anymore.
That was a name that connotated your father's love for you.
Was casting his son into hell also an expression of his love?
Oh, God didn't cast you out of heaven because he was angry with you.
How can you presume to know God's intentions?
No, I don't.
Maybe stick within the limits of your intellectual capacity.
Or maybe my simplicity offers me a different perspective. God cast you out because he needed you to do the most difficult of jobs. It was a gift.
Gift? He shunned me. He vilified me. He made me a torturer. Eons spent providing a place for dead mortals to punish themselves. I mean, why do they blame me for all their little failings, as if I'd spent my days sitting on their shoulder, forcing them to commit acts they'd otherwise find repulsive? Oh, the devil made me do it. I have never made any one of them do anything. Never. For all eternity, my name will be invoked to represent all their depravity. That is the gift that my father gave me.
It was an act of love. Because you are his favorite son, Samael.
Do not call me that, please.
You are his fallen angel. Fall. They also rise. All you have to do is embrace all that you are.
I can't.
You just have to be open to the process.
You don't understand. I can't.
But why?
Because I stole them from me!
Steal. What did they steal? His wings?
Someone's got them, Mazikeen.
His wings. Oh my blood.
Someone's got my wings.
Oh my gosh. Why are you ending there? I don't like you. Why are you ending there? Well, holy crap. That episode was ridiculously intense. I feel like it went by so fast. How was that in like 43 minutes? That's insane. That felt like a lot. There was a lot that went on there. Who stole his wings? Okay, there's a lot happening. There's a lot to talk about. Okay, so there was a lot in this episode. There was a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of development with Lucifer. Lots of character things. I feel like I'm gonna have to, like, when I'm editing it, and I'm gonna watch it again, because I just feel like there's a lot of we were given a lot of information. So, you know, I'll start with Chloe and Dan and Trixie. I'm trying with Dan. I appreciate that he came at the end to the Taco Tuesday after much hemming and hawing. I do still hate the fact that he undermined Chloe when she was telling Trixie to be honest, and he was like, it's just cake, haha. And then when he then got Trixie to lie for him about, the fact that he was randomly naked in her house, that's gonna be weird for Trixie. Loved Maze with him. I love how she was with him. Love it. And then sorry, I'm so like there's a lot. But yeah, so I liked Maze and Dan's scenes. It was pretty enjoyable. She's fantastic. And then Amenadiel with Dr. Linda. I feel like there's a chance he was the one who took Lucifer's wings as a, I don't know why he would take them, but maybe as a way to try to get Lucifer to care, because like Linda was saying, Dr. Linda was saying at the beginning, you know, when she was first talking to him, when he did say to her, like, oh, I don't care, like, it's the principle of the thing that they stole from me. It's, you know, I can't have that, but I don't care about what they stole. but obviously, quite clearly, he does care, which makes sense that he would care. I mean, it's probably a very large part of who he is. I mean, it's like severing off a couple of limbs, right? He like cut them off to fall, one assumes. And then, but so like, I feel like maybe they partly remind him of like his angelness and who he was, and maybe who he was when he was Samandriel. Is that what she called him? There's a Samandriel in Supernatural. I'm trying not to mix them up. I think she called him that. Whatever his name was when he was in heaven, like when he was the favorite son. So maybe his wings remind him of that time, and maybe that's like painful and something like sort of a bittersweet memory. I don't know, but clearly the loss and the fact that his wings were stolen definitely does matter to him. But yeah, so that was really interesting. I really want to know the significance to him, and I wonder though if he even understands the significance of his wings to him. Like at the end, he was clearly upset when he was talking to Maze, and he's like, they stole them, they took them. And Maze looked she looked sad too, but she might. So I can't tell whether she's sad because she's guilty, like maybe she helped Amenadiel steal them, or whether she's just sad because he's sad and he's clearly hurting, and she obviously cares about him a lot. Which is funny because she's always like stupid humans and their stupid emotions, but she's like ridiculously loyal and obviously cares about him and takes care of him and loves him. Although I don't know if she'd consider it that way. I don't know, because again, they're not human, so they don't have that same emotions are probably not the same. But she clearly cares deeply about him. So maybe that's just why she was upset and sad. I don't know. But it is interesting. Like we didn't see any more of Maze and Amenadiel talking about like collaborating. So maybe that was their collaboration. But then Maze was also saying to him in the last episode, to go talk to Dr. Martin because, and as though like that was how they were going to get information. That's how they were going to like help him / get him back to hell. So I don't know. Maybe they don't have anything to do with it at all. I'm not sure. I don't know who else would steal them. But yeah, this episode was amazing. It was fantastic. It was really great. There was a lot in Lucifer, in his character. Like you saw some really like dark moments. Like, and it's interesting because Chloe kind of remarked on it too. Like she was saying like, when she was like saying like, I think you might be a criminal and I'm going to have to end up arresting you. She was saying like you're violent, like you're, she's like, there's something, you're keeping something from me, which obviously he didn't. But that's interesting too. Like he's never shied away from, he's literally told her from the get-go that he's the devil, that he's, rules hell, that he left hell, that he's never hidden anything from her. So why hide the fact that that's where he kept his wings? Like there's no reason that we know of or that we've seen for him to keep that from her. But I mean, he also didn't tell her like when she saw the scars on his back, right? He didn't say like, oh, those are from like, or did he? I can't remember. I don't think so. He didn't say like I cut my wings off and that's from, or no, maybe he did. He said Maze did it for him. I can't remember now whether we knew. I mean, it's pretty obvious that that's what the scars are, but I can't remember if he told Chloe at that point that it was his wings that were cut off. I don't think he did. I can't remember. But in any case, he didn't tell her here. He didn't tell her, oh, it's my wings that I have stored away in this compound or whatever. and now they're stolen. I need to get them back. Like he didn't, which is strange because she's right. He's telling the truth too. He doesn't lie to her about anything, or he doesn't seem to be anyway. Technically, he didn't lie about that either. There were Russian nesting dolls in the trailer or whatever trailer thing. So yeah, he still didn't lie. He just didn't tell her the rest of it. That also there were his cut off wings, which I really need to know why he didn't tell her that. And maybe it's just because he doesn't want them to actually mean anything to him. He doesn't. Maybe they do mean quite a bit, but he doesn't want to, so he doesn't want to talk about it. Or he doesn't want to tell her. I don't know, but it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. Yeah, this episode was amazing. It was really amazing. It like gave us a kind of deeper look into Lucifer, a little bit of the like anger and rage that's there. But then also it gave us a million new questions to ask and wonder about. Yeah. It's always so interesting to me too how, like, when he like showed the guy his face like briefly, I mean, it made the dude like jump off a building. So like that's, and then like when he showed it to Jimmy, he went crazy and is literally in a mental hospital trying to get help. And it seems to make everyone just lose it. So, and like, I feel a little bad because like, I don't know, like that's his like true face, right? So, but is it his true face? I don't know, like, or is that the face he has because he was in hell for so long? I don't know, but I felt genuinely really bad for him when he was talking to Dr. Linda at the end there and saying like, everybody is constantly blaming me for all of their mistakes, and God set me up basically to be the to be a torturer, like he said, for eons, which that's horrible. And then and like he's basically saying like God set him up to be the bad guy forever. He's the ultimate like evil and the ultimate thing or entity that gets blamed when evil things happen, right? So that's a really interesting take, and I felt really bad for him. Like I felt like that would be something horrible to have to try to come to terms with, and especially if he was supposed to be God's favorite son. Why would God do that? Maybe because he felt like Lucifer was the strongest, but that's not fair. That's not fair. I don't know. It's such an intriguing take and such an intriguing, interesting look at Lucifer. I'm really, really enjoying it. This episode was amazing. I think I've rambled enough, though. I'm so sorry. I know my thoughts are kind of all over the place, but I love this. I'm really looking forward to the next one and finding out more. Yeah. Okay, so we will, we'll see you for the next one. Sorry, I'm going to be thinking about this one for a while. Please like and comment below. Let me know what you thought of the episode, what you've, if you're enjoying the rewatch along with me. And if you want to come see full-length early reactions, I do have a Patreon. It's linked in the description below. And just come on over and join us over there. We're having a good time. Okay, thanks so much, guys. Take care. Bye.